Okay, to get started with GordonVI Win2S3, basically this is a tool to a powerful front end for backup and restore to S3 using the AWS CLI. So basically I use this to copy all my files from my desktop to AWS S3 Bucket. So the first step is that I have AWS configured, so I'm going to open up the Powershell. Go, and we can see I have the AWS S3 CLI configured with AWS configure. So since all that's configured and the AWS side is done, what I'm doing here is that I would go to GitHub, I would copy this, I'd do git clone this, and it would make this directory. I'll then double click to start. And this is going to pop up two windows, the output console and the list backup contents. Now the first thing you want to do is back up to the S3 bucket. So I would click that, okay. Then I would pick up a target. I'm going to pick a short target. This is ironically the same bucket. There we go, I'm clicking OK on this. And it's asking me which bucket I want to back up to. When AWS configure is set up and your IAM permissions are set up correctly, you will be able to see all your buckets. Basically, you pick a blank bucket. This one is versioning, and it does have immutable objects or object lock. So right now, this is running the AWS S3 sync command. And this is backing up everything in there, in that that subfolder, that Win2S3. I'm going to start this again and again. So now I'm going to list what I just did. Again, this is going to display a list of all buckets. This is going to show all the restore points that I've created. Obviously, I've done multiple restore points. So this is where I just made it right here. We're going to see the point in time, and we can see that I made one just now. Okay, it didn't list anything. That's odd. So I'm going to go find another thing that I know has stuff. I know the desktop has stuff, and I have multiple dates, so this is good for rollback. So let's say on Thursday, when Thursday started, the ransomware came and it encrypted all my files, and or deleted my files, or maybe my hard drive just died. You know, that also. That kind of disaster, I can roll back to these specific dates, because with ransomware, what happens is that usually the attack will happen, and then it'll be like a day or two before we realize anything happened, and it, you know, corrupted most of your files. So this, I have it happening hourly via a task scheduler. But this is a good example of using versioning to do point in time restore. There we go. And there it is. I didn't select any. That's why it disappeared before, because I didn't select something. That's something with the menu that you have to be cautious of. Make sure you click your radio buttons, because if they're blank, they won't do anything. So I'll go here. I'll make sure there is a black box, or a dot there. There we go. And now we see a output grid from PowerShell of all these variables. So let's say I want to make a command and put it in a script so I could automate it. So I'm going to select my target. I went to the second option, and let's say I wanted to back up my desktop. Okay, I'll click OK. and this is my target, and now it's copying, or it's putting something that I could copy into a PowerShell script, and I could link that via Task Scheduler. So now, let's say I wanted to do a restore. So I'm going to go ahead and click restore. Now this is going to ask me for my administrative privilege. So because in order to restore, it needs to be administrator to do Windows permissions. So I'm going to go to Win2S3. It's going to ask me what I want to restore. I'm going to choose this very small bucket. It's going to ask me what date, and it's going to ask me where I want to restore it. I'm going to create a new folder for that. C drive, temp, new folder, test. Enter there, okay. So we see that it's going to write to test folder. What this is doing is that it's multi-threaded, so it will restore total files 54. It's multi-threading that. On a home connection, like files gigabit for home, you'll notice that S3 is slower. On a corporate connection, even a 20 megabit line, you'll notice that S3 is actually faster, because files gigabit and most home services throttle S3. So that's what it is. So now that that's happened, I'm going to go to my C. You're going to notice that this is going to have dates. Regular AWS S3 sync doesn't do dates, but my utility does. Mine's does hidden folders and restores that. Mine's does empty folders. Mine's does a whole bunch of stuff that we need for Windows. So I have it all documented here, but you know, there's some good stuff, but I just wanted to make a tutorial video. Okay guys, go ahead, play around. That's it. Thanks. Bye.